Welcome to P3 Radio.
The monkey only dances as good as the guy grinding the organ handle.
Demolition! We're coming for you, baby!
That was my moment of I carried a watermelon.
And if you're going to call me back tomorrow, whatever,
You better believe I took my turn with little Teddy.
What?
Cool story, bro.
PG3 Radio.
Nope.
Here's your host, Josh Riley.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up we have crying little blind children.
Richard Mullican.
I don't know. Is this making any sense to anybody out there?
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another episode of P3 Radio. I am Richard Mullican, joined by my co-host and best friend, Josh Bradley. Say hey, Josh.
You know what? I really don't want to do that anymore. I think I'm going to do another gimmick. My name is going to be Barnabas Crookshanks.
Barnabas Crookshanks.
What do you think?
So,
Try saying that. And best friend, Barnabas.
hello, everyone, and this is Richard Mullican, joined by my co-host and best friend, Barnabas Crookshanks. Barnabas, say hey, everybody.
How's it going, everybody?
Do you want me to have that accent, or do you
No.
just do the same?
I don't want to be fake.
Kind of like Crusher Khrushchev, but I'm totally Russian. Like I'm totally Russian.
Yeah, that
You
sounds right.
understand that?
I'm totally Russian.
Well, that's the drift. Never mind. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. We had a good interview with Kid Cash last week, and I say that as a person that hasn't edited that interview yet. So,
like you should have just got done with it. Then, let's edit it right now.
yeah. No, sometimes life gets in the way, man.
Frankie, say relax.
Yeah. I'll edit this. I'll edit this. Edit.
What?
I'll wait. What? You tasting purple? I'm tasting purple.
I did.
I will.
I will
work on-
edit this.
I will work on editing.
You will indebted this.
Editing. I will work on editing.
I will indebted this.
Yes, I will be indebted by my creator.
Hey, let me tell you something. You would have been indebted by somebody at HR if you would have played the intro that we recorded before this one. It was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, whoo.
Yeah, we stopped about 2 minutes in, and we're like, yeah, we can
And that's
use
the
this.
thing about it. We spent 2 minutes, like, saying stuff. We might have got prison time.
Yeah. We don't like admitting
In
to
Manamar,
crimes.
not here. I mean, you can't go to jail for saying something. but-
We don't like to admit to crime, so we'll just move on.
If we were in Manamar, we would went to jail.
Yeah. But no, we had a good interview with Kid Cash last week, and I'm sure by the time I get through editing, we will have a great episode with Kid Cash. Not to say that it needed editing, but
Everything that we do, I think, needs just a little bit of touch.
yeah.
To get, if it's just like a bit of the pause or whatever, because, I mean, like we said before, there is a bit of a lag
Yeah.
from talking, the way that we do off of Google Hangouts.
Yeah. And what's funny is I'll listen back to it because when I'm editing it, there's like 20,000 things that I did not hear while I was doing the interview.
Right.
Which I'm like, is this the ultimate ADD test that I could possibly take? Because I don't remember Josh saying this. I don't remember Kid Cash saying that. And most of the time it's me and you talking. I like to think that I'm a good listener, but then I listen back, I'm like, I missed that line completely. I don't know how I did that. But
It's hard, when you're driving the race car to kind of enjoy the view. You know what I mean?
yeah. But if you're listening to this right now, I am pre-recorded, and in real life, I'm sitting on a beach somewhere. I am sitting on a beach in Florida, just listening to the waves come in, nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake those tourists covered in oil. I wrote that.
Did you? Oh yeah.
It's pretty.
Did you
isn't
step on a pop top?
it? Yep. I blew out my
Blew out
flip-flop.
your flip-flop?
Yeah. How did you know that? Have you been reading my journal?
Actually, I'm a mind reader. You're such a bullshitter.
But no, man, we're gonna be going on a vacation for the first time in 2 years, somewhere outside of a 200-mile radius of our hometown. Thanks be to God that we got this house done, so we can finally leave the state. But yeah, I'll be very sleepy on a beach right now. Somewhere.
Tired boys. Los Tired Boys
I'll be very
International.
tired. I'll be very tired in Florida.
Did you book your tickets with P3 Florida?
Although I do like our new updated commercial better. This will be the second week it's ran. I know in real time we haven't ran it once yet, but this will be the second.
I love it.
Do you think we might get some grief over that? I was just sitting there going, could
The
this
only
be...
thing I'm going to be grieving is not hearing it again because I love it. I had fun making it.
Could this be like our Roseanne tweet? Josh and Richard follow, like somebody who's going to know our name. A small unknown podcast named P3 Radio was hit hard by the Jamaican Council this week.
Well, let me tell you something. First of all, Jamaica is not in the United States, so if it's like some kind of foreign consulate or something, I'm not worried about it.
You can make fun of it. That's the rules.
Well, I'm never going to go there, so if I ever would have to stand trial for any kind of... Dude, I impersonated...
Why would you stand trial?
I don't know their laws. I mean, you're building it
You
up.
just went, man.
You wait, man. When you come here for your vacation, we're going to put you in
We're
jail.
going to put you in the cuffs. Budaka.
Booyaka, booyaka.
Come here, rude boy. You're going to jail.
It's like Ric Flair said, before his classic interview when Vince Russo was still in charge of WCW.
Yeah.
I mean, not in charge, but,
he
being
was,
the head booker
yeah.
or whatever. Like, he said, this is not a crack on the Italians, and then he did a Vince Russo thing, like impersonating his dad and all that. There's nothing wrong with impersonating people,
Yeah.
man.
I mean,
It's not like I did it I did it more or less like a foreign type thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to you.
Well, speaking of impersonations,
We're going to have to cut out a lot of this shit because when in my head, I'm trying to tiptoe and say the right thing, but
them fucking Jamaicans, they think
I'm just
they
saying
own
it's
the
like
world.
it's kind of like a foreign type thing,
No.
They ain't from America.
Speaking of impersonations, like there's been a lot of times I've said flattery. I'm sorry, impersonations.
All right, since we're just going to be cutting this, like, do you think there's a way to salvage?
Yeah, no, well, it'll be fine. This ain't gonna be cut. This will be cool. That 2-minute spiel about that'll be cut, but this won't. So, but no, imitation is the highest form of flattery. That's
Yeah, man.
yeah. So we're flattering Jamaica, but when I was
Honestly, tell the truth. Tell the brutal truth. We were just sitting here, and honestly, we made the commercial in literally about 2 minutes.
yeah, it was like the best commercial we've made, like that quick.
It was a 2-take commercial.
It wasn't even 2 takes, was it?
Yeah.
We did
We
voice.
tried a voice thing to test the levels or something with
so
the music.
That'll count as a take.
Okay, it was a 1-take commercial, and it was just
like
something
15
that we
minutes before Kid Cash was about to be interviewed.
right, literally, yeah. You
We
could
were like,
say
oh,
that.
we'll try it one time, and then after that, we'll have to stop because we have to interview Kid Cash. But after that, then we'll just
But
go.
total time, like picking the song out, us workshopping the idea, or whatever, off of just something silly that I said. I mean, it took maybe 15 minutes recording, done, everything.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all. It was probably the quickest commercial we've ever made.
But it was super fun.
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
non-malicious.
Yeah, it was meant to be like a gag on us. Like we didn't know where Florida was. And I love how we're talking about it now. Like we got in trouble for it.
Well,
Like,
maybe
I swear to the people of Jamaica, I've been to your country. Although I didn't really like it, I swear this wasn't a slide on it. But anyways, yeah. So I'll be sitting on a beach, enjoying the sun. And well, actually, I like to go to the beach at night. When's the last time you've been to the beach?
Let's see. Well, 2006. It was me and 2 buddies.
That wasn't mixed. Oh, that wasn't mixed. It was straight.
Hey, I love it like that. I like it.
For you
like
audience
that.
at home, I pointed at my penis when he
He's
said
talking
that.
about his tire juice.
And I pointed at my penis. He's like, I love it like
He's
that.
talking about his medicine that makes his eyes droopy.
I love it like that. All shriveled up like that. Oh, it must be cold in here, but I love it
Hey,
like that.
I thought I told you put this shit in the freezer. This shit's hot as hell, woman.
I feel like I'm trying to throw it somewhere and you're trying to avoid.
I think my mind's somewhere else than yours.
I said that I was like, when you said, don't lose your headphones there. What? Josh's
Look, I'll have a
headphones-
show with you in a minute. I'm having a personal crisis over here.
I said when you said that I like it like that, I was like, for those of you at home, I was pointing at my penis at the time. I was like, you were like, no, it needs to be cold and in the freezer.
I was talking about your tired boy juice.
Yeah. So no, man. Beach, 2006. What were we doing? In 2006
Life's a
on the
beach. You don't want to know.
Was you fucking a sandcastle? Why wouldn't I want to know?
I might as well been. God, it's a story.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I wouldn't want you to give us a story on a podcast.
It will bury. I might as well give you a golden shovel. It'll bury the shit out of me
Okay.
and the people that went.
Who all went?
It was me and a buddy named Tojo and a buddy named L Train
Where'd y'all go?
to Gulf Breeze and Pensacola.
Oh, so high class. Wait, those two places aren't that close. So did y'all stay like a couple of days in Gulf Breeze? That's Alabama, right?
No. Gulf Breeze is an island off of Pensacola. That's where my uncle used to
gotcha.
live.
I'm thinking of Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Alabama.
Go ahead. Yeah. So y'all were at Gulf Breeze and Pensacola.
Yeah.
What was y'all doing? Just going?
Well, me and Tojo worked together at the time, and I don't know. I just got this thing. I was like, man, I want to go to Florida. It was just a joke,
Yeah.
you know. It was like it was lunch at work, you know, and he was like, "Well, I'll go." I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I'll go." I said, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
And so he called whoever to pack his little bag or whatever, and I called my wife at the time, and I told her, "Hey, I'm going to Florida when I get home." And that was about it.
She didn't have any follow-up questions like, who are you going with? What are you doing there? Or anything like that?
If she did, I don't remember them. It was just pretty much open and shut.
How long did y'all stay?
We went, we left about 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock. And then we came back maybe 11 o'clock the next day. We started coming back.
Yeah.
Just wanted to go.
Y'all just
to
went
go.
for one day?
Yeah,
Why did you mention two places?
because that's where we went.
Y'all went there, went to another place, and just came right back.
Yeah.
Did
It
y'all-
was a hell of a trip.
Did you have a hotel?
Yeah.
You stayed for one night.
Yes, sir.
You drove more than 8 hours, like 8.5 hours.
God Almighty, no, I didn't. I drove from Chester County until.
Well, let's not make it so local for the people in Japan.
Okay, I
So
drove
you
from
drove-
Chester County, Tennessee, which is right outside of Jackson.
Yeah, so like 30 minutes away. You drove from 30 minutes away. You drove south 30 minutes.
Correct. And then I drove until maybe Birmingham,
Mm-hmm.
and that was as far as I could make it.
And you just fell asleep. What time did y'all leave?
Like I said, about 4:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, so 4:30 in the afternoon, you drove for a good. So we're talking about Birmingham's probably about 4 hours away.
Maybe.
We got some beach music playing, so
Something
that's what's
like
going on in the
that.
background. So you drove 4 hours down south, basically, about 4 hours straight down.
Yes, sir.
It's about an 8.5, 9-hour trip with stops, maybe a little bit longer if you stop. So you drove about a quarter of the way, maybe halfway. Depending, halfway is probably
A third of the
Birmingham.
way.
Yeah, a third of the way, maybe. All right, so you drove there. Did you just crash in the back? It was probably like 11 o'clock at night.
I almost crashed a few times.
So it's like 11 o'clock at night. You pull over. Somebody else drives. You go to sleep in the back.
They got tired of me falling asleep at the wheel. True story.
So, all right, so they tell you, all right, you got to switch out.
If
You
I
switch
heard
out.
that, like,
Oh, were you hitting the
oh
side?
god, I heard it fucking 1,000 times on the way to Florida. But yeah,
I love how when you're the person driving and that happens, and you hit the little thing that basically is supposed to wake you up when you're driving off the road. You always have to act like there was a fucking truck around here.
it must have been the wind off that semi blew me over there.
Yeah. No, I'm good. Shut the fuck up. I'm good. No, what?
Trying to
Why
be
are you-
tough,
why
falling
you
asleep.
Why you hitting? You going to sleep? Tell us. No, man. You didn't see that fucking 18-wheeler? So, all right. So, Did y'all have a hotel room booked before you went down?
Hell no. Responsible adults would have done that.
How old were you?
At the time, I was probably 24. Just turned 24.
Okay, so you and your friends.
I was a child.
Yeah, so you and your friends went to Pensacola. I mean, Pensacola. Why did
It
I
was the
guess
closest
why not?
beach that
No.
wasn't in Alabama.
No, Pensacola is like a little bit more eastern than Panama City. You would have had a blast in Panama City.
I hate to burst your bubble, but if you want to go to Google Maps right now, Panama City is at least an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Pensacola. East. Southeast.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
I was like under the
Pensacola is right inside of it's like, I mean, it's minutes away from Alabama.
I'm gonna look it up. While I'm looking it up, keep on going with the story. So you were made to give up the wheel.
Well, yeah, probably. It was best, yeah.
So you were made to give up the wheel, and you just woke up and you were in Florida.
Well, no. I had a good time after I quit driving.
Did you have a few sleepy juice?
Oh, God. I
Things.
wish.
What happened? Why did you have such a good time?
Well, like I said, I just don't know if I can say all that stuff on this podcast.
Oh, I mean,
because
you can.
It'll bury the shit out of me.
Like make you look stupid, or like?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess my 24-year-old self or whatever, but, you know.
Go ahead.
I can't say it, man. I'll save that for whenever I don't have a job.
Oh, okay. So something bad. All right.
It was
so-
awful.
All right. So you had fun on the way down.
Yeah. I was having fun by Chester County.
All right. So you got down there. You had a good time. I'm sitting here looking. All right. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm really right.
Yeah.
Pensacola is
Pensacola's right there in like a little like. That's not really the beach, to be honest. I mean, it is, but it isn't. That's like a bay.
Whatever. There
I'm
was
looking-
sand there. Bunch of wrestlers used to live there.
I'm looking at like, we're gonna be right here, like somewhere right in here is where we're gonna be in Florida. But Panama City,
Way the fuck down there.
it's right in here. Yeah, right here. It's like an hour away, because we drive there from Destin all the time. But anyways, so you get there and you decide, hey, we need a hotel.
Obviously. We can't sleep in the car.
So where did y'all stop and get a hotel at?
Some seedy ass place. I think I threw in
Don't
like 20
get under
bucks.
those covers.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I slept in the floor.
So what did your wife have to say about this? Because you were married at the time.
Yeah, but it was she's a special kind of person, and
I'm gonna
She
kill the
pro-
beach music because I
Yeah.
feel like that's gonna be hard to edit over.
very much so.
All right, so she didn't say anything. Your wife was totally cool. You leaving and going to Florida.
Yeah,
You go
taking
and
her
stay
car
for
too.
one-
I took her car, everything.
You go and stay for one night.
Yep.
Good God, Josh.
But man, I might as well stayed for 5.
So what? You get down to Florida. What time is it when you pull into Florida?
Maybe
Like-
midnight.
And when I say Florida, you pull into the beach area.
Maybe midnight.
How fast were you fucking going? You left at 4?
Hell, I mean, may have been later. I want to think it was around midnight because it
It's
seems
got to be
like
later because y'all didn't make it in 8 hours if you stopped at least once.
we didn't.
You
at
didn't
all.
stop. You had to have stopped once for gas.
I-
We
maybe-
made
maybe
it
you
on
did.
one tank.
It
8
was
hours.
it was a PT Cruiser.
No, you
We
would have
filled
had to.
up.
Nope, you would have had to stop for gas at least once.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, you
To
would
be
have had
honest
to.
with you.
Well, you might have been asleep while you're filling up. Fill her up. I'm gonna sleep right
No,
over
no.
here. We're not at a gas station, Josh.
I definitely wasn't asleep. I didn't fall asleep until maybe, I don't know,
We got to Pensacola. I passed out at
7 in the morning,
Right.
something like that.
All right. So you pull into Pensacola at midnight.
Right.
Do y'all get a hotel then, or do you
Yes.
just kind of like?
We get a hotel. We go to the room, and literally, we should have just stayed home
Right.
because all we did was talk, and like, then when daylight happened, we were so bored.
Daylight happened.
We were so bored that we were like, let's go to the fucking beach. We came here for the beach. Let's go to the beach. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's go to the boardwalk. That's famous here in Pensacola.
Yeah.
We go to the boardwalk, right?
Yeah.
And we walk all the way down. It's super long whenever you're like out of your fucking mind. And we go down to the end. We got like one. I was a smoker then. Both of us were, and we had one cigarette between us, and we had it lit. His lighter screwed up. We had to like walk around and ask random people for a lighter so we could share
What
a
time
cigarette.
was this? When daylight came. is what you
Yeah,
said.
it was totally sketchy, probably on their end. Man,
All right. So y'all were there. What did y'all do during the day? Did y'all just hang out on the beach?
well, I went to the beach and we finally got our cigarette lit. Enjoyed the cigarette on the boardwalk.
So you didn't go to the beach.
dude,
You
look-
went to the boardwalk,
Well, yeah,
like
but
the pier.
but dude, look, it was October. You know?
You went to the beach in October?
Yeah.
Oh,
We just wanted
Jesus.
to. We wanted to go because we knew what we were getting into, and we were like, "Well, if we're gonna get into this, why not? Let's make a trip of it."
Jesus.
That
So
was a totally bad decision.
yeah, let's drive 8 hours. You get there. You walk up and down the boardwalk asking for a light. And you get back in the car and ride home.
I went and we go back to the hotel. We fall asleep, and
After
then,
asking for a light.
well, you know, we got lost. First off, we couldn't find the hotel where L Train was.
Like
And
afterwards?
After we got our cigarette lit, shared it, and then walked back to the car. Literally, we could not find our way back. And this was before Google Maps and all that
Right.
shit on the phone. This is 2006.
Yeah, you had a flip phone.
Yes. I mean, it was horrifying. And let me add something to the phone thing.
You
The
didn't
motherfucker
okay.
died.
Did you
So we didn't
know-
we couldn't call L Train and be, hey, where are you? What's by you?
Did you even know what the hotel you checked into was called?
We knew what it looked like.
So you didn't know what the name of the hotel was?
It escaped me. You
Oh.
know? So, you know, I mean, that's what happens. So
I
we
think it was-
drive around Pensacola for like 2 fucking hours. Still,
How did you finally find the hotel?
my buddy was driving. Like, he took over after an hour.
He was just like, fuck it, you don't know where you're
He's like,
going, give
what
me
are
the
you
wheel.
doing? Let me
Tojo,
drive.
take the wheel.
Tojo, take the wheel. Tojo took
Take
the wheel.
it from my hands.
Tojo took
I'm
the
too
wheel.
fucked up to find the hotel. I don't remember where the fuck it is.
I know what them steps on the side look like, though.
We shared a cigarette.
On the boardwalk. Those people almost called the cops because we scared them.
It's like it's fucking October, dude. Here.
Hey, there were people on the boardwalk. though.
Yeah, I mean they're called locals. People, that's past vacation time.
Right.
So,
Maybe that's
all
why
right.
they were so scared.
So you got all that done. You go back to the hotel and sleep. What time you get up?
About 11.
In the afternoon, like close to noon, right?
Yeah.
So you get about noon. What do? You go out on the beach?
No, we go get in the car
Uh huh.
and we drive around some more. And about 5 minutes in, I fall asleep.
Uh huh.
I wake up and we're almost in Tennessee. And I was
went
told-
to Florida. No, wait. You went to Florida in October to light a cigarette, see the ocean roll in twice, go to sleep, get back in the car, ride around and check out the scenery, and wake up in Tennessee. That is the shittiest vacation beach story I've ever heard.
I know.
I feel sorry for you.
Dude,
how many times have you been to the beach? Is that like...
maybe... 3? Maybe?
And that's one of the 3?
No.
Don't even count that one.
I don't.
Did you even see the ocean?
I did. I told you I was on the
Did you
boardwalk.
walk on sand?
No.
Did you? No. Okay, so it don't count. If you got to walk on sand to be on the beach.
Well, I didn't. I guess
All
I
right,
didn't.
so that don't count. So you've been to the ocean 3 times.
4, if you count that trip.
We're not counting that one.
So 3.
Damn, Josh. That's bad, man.
Once when I was 4 years old,
Yeah, so that don't count.
we went to see my uncle when he was still working for Ron Fuller
Yeah.
in Continental.
Yeah.
We go down there and we
You were
see
4?
him. I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
1986.
Don't count, but go ahead.
I've been there.
It don't. Oh, tell me everything about that trip.
We went to see this battleship and all this bullshit. They had this thing, we went to the whatever.
How long did y'all stay? Oh, an afternoon. We drove back.
Probably.
You're sad beach trips. I feel bad.
Well,
we need to.
whenever Continental Wrestling was finishing up, it was the end of 89, maybe the beginning of 90, after the school year in 1990.
Yeah.
But we go there, and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing. He had this Pac-Man machine in his kitchen. I mean, dude, when you're like 8 years old,
Right.
and you're going to the cool wrestler uncle's house or whatever, on the beach or
And
whatever.
he's got a Pac-Man machine.
He got a fucking Pac-Man machine.
I bet he
sitting
has a year's
in
supply
the kitchen.
of Captain Crunch. I bet you did. I
Or
bet he has the
Yoo-hoo.
Crunchberry kind.
Had yoo-hoos everywhere.
Yeah.
But either way, dude, it was my first experience with rice-a-roni. And I'm telling you, after that, I made my mom buy that shit from the grocery store every time we went. Rice-a-roni, the Tennessee treat. I mean, it was so good.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's 2 trips. What were the other 2? How old were you the other times?
I went with she was my girlfriend at the time. See, this is a crazy thing. Okay. I went on a vacation with my girlfriend when I was a teenager with her family.
Yeah.
We stayed.
We stayed a day.
No. We stayed for like 3 days that time. It was
Jesus,
somebody
not
else's
even a
family.
full fucking week.
No, dude, there was like.
Have you ever been on the
15
beach
people.
longer than 3 days?
No.
Damn it, Josh. Come on, man.
You can't stay in a condo with like 13 people or however many it was for more than a few days.
Oh, no. You have to go somewhere, but that's fine. Go somewhere. Get out on the beach.
I was 17 years old. I didn't have a car.
How far were you from the beach?
Well, I mean, we were, maybe drive a mile, and then you were on the beach.
Yeah. There's things there in between there in the mile, right?
Yeah, we got our little spring break shirts made. 99, fucking Orange Beach, Alabama.
Oh, that's where you were. All right, never mind. Y'all were on the beach. I don't count.
So it's Alabama, so it doesn't count as the
No.
beach.
All right, so
Have you ever pissed off an adult that's not in your family, but is your ride back like 11 hours late, like
No.
from the place that you pissed them off?
nope, never done that.
God almighty, it was awkward. Yo, man, come to Florida. We got all of the sights you've been wanting to be seeing, man. Come to SeaWorld, free your willy, man. Come to Legoland, everything is awesome. You can come to Universal Studios. Get your Marty McFly on, man. You hear the trash can drums, man.
Josh.
I love it.
Josh, what are you doing, man?
Huh?
What are you doing? This isn't Jamaica. This is Florida.
What? I heard the trash can drums and I just got excited.
Well,
I'm
they're
sorry.
called steel drums, and everything else you pretty much said was okay. But we want to say also that if you book with Florida Ticket Station, your tickets are guaranteed by the state of Florida to be valid. So your vacation will be on point and where it needs to be the right way. So go right now to Florida Ticket Station by visiting them at tinyurl.com/P3Florida and book your Florida trip today.
That's tinyurl.com/P3FloridaMon.
Once again, it's Florida, not Jamaica.
I'm sorry.
When you go shopping for wine, do you look at the labels? Do you stare at the price and wonder if the wine is worth the expensive tag? Well, stop it, because Wine of the Month Club has you covered. Every month, Wine of the Month Club is going to send you 2 bottles of high-quality wine right to your front door.
And what better way to say I'm thinking of you than a subscription to the original Wine of the Month Club for a friend or a sweetheart. Each month they'll be reminded of your thoughtfulness and will receive the monthly wine letter and newsletter binder. Recipes, wine knowledge, and great wine, and the opportunity to get more of their favorites is at hand. Give with confidence and joy, knowing that you're a part of the original Wine of the Month Club.
By the way, there are no dues, no fees, no hidden charges. Cancel anytime with no obligation. Just pay no more than $23.96 plus shipping for 2 great bottles of wine. Go there now. Sign up by visiting our link, tinyurl.com/P3wine. That's tinyurl.com/P3wine. The Wine of the Month Club, the original wine club since 1972.
I'm a scat man.
Oh, Jesus. Welcome back to more P3 Radio.
This is a video if I didn't have a job and I just had like all day to sit at home,
Yeah,
I would create some shit like this.
yeah.
I really would.
The song is very catchy.
You know, we talked about, what's that comedian, John Mulaney?
Well, hold on. Let me do this properly. Welcome back to
fucker's
P3 Radio. Hold on, wait. Welcome back to P3 Radio. This is Richard Mulligan, joined by my co-host and best friend Josh Briley still. And we
Still
are
best
listening.
friends.
Yeah, we're listening to our rejoiner music here, Scat Man.
It looks like, I don't know, Magnum TA looks right now.
You know, looking up this video, I did not know this guy was a white guy.
Why should we be pleasing any politician using to try to cheat us using
Why?
I don't know. You hear his voice; he doesn't sound like
It's
a
kind
white
of
guy.
like the Micro Machine's second cousin.
He does. He looks like a former science teacher.
He's like some guy that we hired in through, like, I don't know, express employment for second shift or something.
What do you mean these has got to make it to Detroit by midnight tomorrow? All right. No, I've had this song stuck in my head. Did you ever know what scatting was? Like,
I do. I
Not-
used to work with a guy that he would rib people and like make them think that he was all into scat porn.
No.
And seriously, he would rib them and he was like, "Oh yeah, I love that." And he would tell them like he would research shit to tell people what to research.
Literally research shit.
No, yeah. He would research shit to get people, like, whenever, you know, he would do his whole spiel.
So hold on. I don't feel so bad right now because
Right.
scatting
should-
is not.
I know what you mean.
It's a double meaning there.
Really?
Yeah, scat was like. You hear what he's doing? That listen, this. That's called scatting.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. That-
Scatting's when you insert long beat.
No. There's 2 meanings. That's why I said dual meaning. Listen.
Where's the scat man?
That's scatting. It's nonsensical. Trust me, I know. I know there's no purpose to it, but it comes from, like, I guess jazz or whatever. And they would be like, and they'd be like,
You mean like when people forgot how to write songs?
yeah.
So they
So
would just like insert whatever the hell they felt like? Is that what you mean?
yeah. So basically, it was scatting was just basically like the that.
Well, goddamn, sign me up for an Oscar role.
Yeah. No, I mean Oscars are acting. This is more music. But
No.
I get what you're saying.
Actually, Eminem got an Oscar for his fucking soundtrack for the movie.
8 Mile.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably an okay. So
And
anyway,
3-6 Mafia got an Oscar for their fucking sound, or their It's Hard Out There for a Pimp, you know?
Okay.
For
so
what was that? Hustle and Flow?
anyways, okay, yeah. So, anyways, what I
There's
was trying to,
soundtracks. There's music.
what I was trying to say was, like, so what I was.
That's what you were trying to say.
Oh, no.
Micro machines, not micro machines. That's a real thing.
Sometimes you gotta shit on the butter. No. So when I asked you what scat was, and you were like, "Yeah, there was this guy that he knew all about shitting on people." No, I don't feel so bad now because when I first heard this song, I guess a millennial. You're a millennial too.
What'd you just
age-wise.
call me?
We're millennials, and
Am I an official
Yeah,
millennial?
we're millennials. We'll look it up in a minute. Don't get off on a tangent. We'll look it up.
Oh my god!
So technically, we were raised with porn, and that was probably
you tell me not to get off on a tangent, but then you lean in with
but
that.
I mean, like, we were raised in an internet age. When we were in high school and on up, there was
or
internet.
dump all your fucking VHSs on our porch, and we'll go through them like nosy little shits.
So there was porn there, and and it was always like scat porn, and you were like, maybe one time.
wait.
Hold on, wait.
Don't you put that out there?
No. I'm saying, like, on the internet. Like, when you first got the internet, you probably saw this one site, and it said scat, and you were like, oh, I wonder what that category is. You clicked on it, and you were like, oh, fuck that category. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see two girls, one cup, and one guy that's watching it while jerking it. Yeah. So when I saw Scatman was the name of the video when I was younger, I was like, this guy like shit? What's going on?
This guy like a turd?
So he's a big turd guy. I get it. But no, I found
Turds
out.
are over in Germany.
I found out later that Scatman was just like the, you know, it's like basically what you would do in jazz, in between like the. Oh, he shit on me. Yeah, that's scat. So, you know, I always felt bad, but I was like, oh, I didn't know that was what scatting was. I just thought this guy was really into shit and wrote a pop song about it.
Damn, that's
I'm a
awful.
Scat man. Yeah, it was actually scat was originally like the and then somebody was like, yeah, I like scatting on people, and then turned it into shit.
I really like to doo-doo on people's chests. You know, like whenever I've done everything that I can think of, it's like a doo-doo on people's chests.
So, all right. So, what was you going to tell me about operas? We have it written down. What is
it's not
operas?
really like an opera question per se.
No, I didn't
But
think you had a question.
Let me
about
ask
it,
you
but-
this: like, it's kind of like a music question,
Yeah.
because you can kind of, well, you could kind of construe something, but I mean, do you think that the type of music that someone listens to kind of defines them?
No, because I listen to everything.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, you saying that's perfect.
Yeah.
Do you trust someone that just listens to opera? Like,
That's a little weird.
that's all they listen to. Like, you get in their car, you're like, hey man, okay, yeah, look, that's where I'm going with that. Okay, here we are. Hey Richard, let's go on this road trip. You want to go to this titty bar in Memphis?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go. All right, we get in the car and and like times that by 60 minutes.
I don't want to
mean,
go anymore.
Right. I mean, do you honestly trust someone that's all they listen to? That's their gimmick. They're an opera guy.
I don't know that
You get in the car, you go on a road trip, and they're trying to play fucking Beethoven's Seventh or whatever the hell. I mean, like, seriously,
Don't get all technical on
do
me,
you
Josh.
fully trust that person?
I mean,
Like,
what do you
they're in the
mean?
right mind to
Do I
you
think
know.
they're gonna go Buffalo Bill and skin me alive?
Right. Are you a women's size 7?
Was he a big fat person? No, I honestly, I don't know if a trust factor falls into play. It's just like,
You know what I
I
mean
get
when I
this
say
weird-
trust
yeah.
factor? Are you kind of on edge? Like, this motherfucker could snap before the rest of us. You know, that subconscious, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Anybody, you work in an office setting, right? No, seriously, you work in an office setting, right?
maybe I lost my calling. Maybe I should
Seriously.
go into opera singing.
You might be. Look, the guy walks into the office, and he's that guy. I mean, do you fully trust him not to shoot up every one of y'all motherfuckers? Seriously.
Yeah, it's a little odd. I mean,
You'd pick him before you would anybody
Yeah.
else. Okay.
yeah,
That's
because the
my
guy
thing,
listening to
man.
gangster rap isn't really gonna go crazy. The guy listening to, hard to say goodbye.
You know what I
probably
used to call that until I,
he's
grew up?
probably listening to it on a cassette tape because he's got a Walkman still as he's blasting up the office.
Or 90.1.
Say not apply. He's just like, fuck you, Deborah.
He's got his machine gun cocked. And he's watching
Yeah,
CNN.
no, I get what
He's
you're saying now. I don't know how much of this in a sensitive time we're going to be able to play, but yeah, I get what you're saying. You never.
We didn't
yeah.
say anything wrong. I'm just asking about the people that frequent opera music in their, it's like those people. That's my jam, man.
Yeah.
If we get in a car and we go on a road trip, I'm putting on something that makes me feel good, or I'm
Yeah.
putting on something that, hey, we both like,
Right.
or whatever. But we get in the car and we're going to Florida, like like your Tojo and L Train,
Oh, I don't
and
know
I
if we
put
talked about
on
that. Yeah.
Beethoven's Seventh or whatever the hell. You're telling me that you're totally comfortable?
No, I mean, I would be like, we're trying to stay awake. What are you doing? Like, honestly, I can listen to everything, and I wouldn't mind like one or two of those songs. Like, if you were like, "Hey, what do you think of this song?" and I'd be like, "Oh, that's nice. I like that." But if it was the whole trip and it's just like 6 hours in, and we're like, and I'm like, "Oh, I want to kill somebody." When I get to the beach, I'm going to
Probably
drown.
you. Probably I'll drown your ass in the
I'm gonna
in
hold
the
a
tide.
starfish 3 inches from the bay, the bay coming in. I'm gonna hold a starfish 3 inches from the ocean coming in, just so I can watch it die.
Hey, you ever seen what an octopus looks like? We're going to now, motherfucker.
Where'd I put that fucking? Granted, you might not be alive when you see him. Well, that kind of goes right into what I wanted to talk about was interviews, like job interviews, not the interviews we do here with wrestlers or whatnot, but interviews.
Like where we do jobs, we just take the pen.
It's very weird when you do it on a podcast, but no.
Hey, we've done it. Believe me.
All right, so interview questions. Have you ever been on an interview and they ask you these questions and you're like, who in the fuck is fucking these up? Are they catching people with this? Like, when they're like, hey, so, Richard, got a quick question here. What would you do if a coworker come up to you and said, hey, I've got some crystal meth. We're on our lunch break. Do you want to go shoot up?
I'd probably call Mike Johnson of the Punk Busters.
But, I mean, here's the thing. Like, you know they asked those questions because somebody was like, that seems like an appropriate time.
I've never been in that situation.
But I mean, that's an extreme. I'm talking about like when they pull you in and they give you that like integrity exam. Like my first job was working at Walmart, and it was like they told me before going in, they were like, they don't like for you to be towards the middle. They like for you to strongly agree or strongly disagree. So just make sure you choose one or the other.
Wait. I have to stop you in your
Yeah.
tracks. Now, are you talking about just in general
Well, here's the thing.
on anything?
Yeah, they would ask you a question. They would just say, "It is totally okay to take office supplies home from work." Agree? No, strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree.
The Lowe's application questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm
Okay.
talking about everybody. Like, that's,
I'm with you.
yeah. So, yeah, the Walmart did that to me. But I was like, who are they catching with these things? It's okay to fuck my
Well,
boss's wife. Agree?
Sometimes if it's after Labor Day, you know, and you know, the wind blows right, maybe.
But
I mean, I would slightly disagree. If it was on a 6-star rating, I would give it maybe 2 3/4 stars.
But here's the thing. If you're trying to get a job, you're lying on those fucking things.
you know, I thought that, but like the job, dude, I don't know if I was jaded or what. I'm glad you mentioned this.
All right.
Let's go back. Let's
All
go
right.
back in our Wayback Machine. Let's
What
go
year?
back
What-
to
what year?
1999. Let's go back to 1999. I'm at Hollywood Video. Now, granted, I've just discovered Hollywood Video. That's on North Highland. You can go there in your own car that you can drive. You know, whenever you're dealing with somebody else's transportation situation, they act like 10 minutes uptown is a problem. Either way, let's go back to Hollywood Video. 1999.
You're going to have to pay a
I
late
go
fee.
in there. I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for a job. I go to what is one of the first kiosk employment opportunity situations. So you go sit down at the kiosk and you start filling out for the job at Hollywood Video. Now, Hollywood Video asks you a bunch of different questions that you've never heard on other applications before. It asks you, so, in a stressed situation, do you commonly curse? Or do you just sometimes say a curse word or two? Or you never curse at all? You would never do that on the job.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Let me tell you something. I commonly curse in stressful situations, right?
Did they ask you about it in the interview?
Hollywood Video never fucking called me. I told the truth. Hollywood Video, my dream job. My dream job. That's all I ever wanted to do. I've never told you that.
rent videos to fuckers.
No, that's not it. That's not the gimmick behind that. I wanted to be a wrestler when I was, maybe 4 years old.
Hold on.
To
I'm
like
hold
11.
Hold on. I'm not laughing at the fact that you wanted to be a wrestler. I'm laughing at the fact
God
that
almighty, I hope not.
that your dream fell that far. I want
Hear
to be
me
a
out.
wrestler. I want to work at a fucking Hollywood Video.
Hear me out. Hear me out. All right?
I wanted to be involved in entertainment however I can get into it.
Whether it's on the tape recorded end
Or saying,
the
or saying
TV
you-
feed.
Yeah. Either I was going to cut an interview on Ric Flair, or I was going to tell this little some bitch he owed $350 for not rewinding his tape.
No, dude. Come on. Bear with me. All right. Look.
No, I'm trying to. You're making it hard.
All right.
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to get you in the Wayback
All right,
Machine.
I've got
man.
it.
Come on back to 1999 with me, man. What year did you graduate?
2002. Yeah.
02? Go back to 99 with me, man. Let's go back to 99. If you could have a job, and it's a reasonable job, it's not trying to be on the TV or anything like that. We're just trying to watch videos and chill, man. That's all we're trying to do. And if you work at a video store, you can take whatever video you want home, take that motherfucker home, and watch it as many times as you want. Dude, seriously. How many times did you go to the video store and you want to rent something and they tell you,
Yeah.
if so-and-so hadn't taken it home, we would have another copy.
Yeah.
You heard that.
Yeah.
Several
One of the
times.
employees took it home.
So
yeah.
Hollywood Video, that was my dream job, man. They got like 10 screens in the video store. It's out north. Man, it's out, that was something in itself. It was out north. And they had like 10 video screens. They had all the cool kung fu movies, all the old WWF and NWA tapes that you could ever fucking want. Right?
You heard where
And
Pancho
all-
went, right?
And all you had to do, sign up to work there, blah, blah, blah. I told the truth on the application. They never called me. Never called me. And the only thing that I could think of, just going back, I even, cut a promo on my girlfriend at the time. I was like, I don't understand why these people aren't calling me. I told them everything. I told them the truth. I told them everything they ever wanted to know on that application. It was detailed. It was like 3 pages
Yeah.
for a video store.
Yeah. I
And-
remember I tried to apply for Blockbuster like 2 or 3 times.
God almighty.
And I filled out the application one time, but the other 2 times I walked in and I was like, "Can I get an application?" They're like, "You have to be 18 to work here." And I'm like, "Motherfucker."
So that explains that.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. So when I became 18, I tried to fill out an application, and they were like, we're all hired up. We don't have any spots available. And then the one time I filled out an application, it was like I filled it all out, and then like nothing ever came of it. I think maybe they called me, and I was like, I don't want to work weekends and nights.
Oh,
At the time,
we
I
can't
had
have
a
that.
good job. It wasn't one that I liked, but it was a good job. It was Monday through Friday and good money. If you have a job that's Monday through Friday,
It's during daytime hours.
yeah,
Keep it.
yeah. I mean, there is nothing worse than somebody going, "Hey, man, we're going to go out this weekend. Do you want to come out too?" I mean, especially when you
No,
when you
I
get
gotta
older.
work 11 to 9 p.m.
Do you want to? Go
Like
out at
most
12?
most normal human being hours. I'm just gonna ex-nay all that with my work
Yeah.
hours.
Nothing feels worse than when you are working a night shift job, like from 2 to 8 or 2 to 9. You know what I mean? Like,
And it's not even enough hours to give you full
No,
time.
that was-
it's like you're part time.
that was our friends. That was our friends at Walmart. Because if you work 2 to 8, you work 6 hours a day. And They didn't have to pay you
You
insurance.
got 36 hours a
Yeah.
week, which means you're part time.
And
you
you know what
don't
the-
qualify for benefits.
And I don't know if we've talked about it before. They wanted you to cheer, like after meetings. So after meetings, they'd be like, "Everybody back to housewares. We're gonna have a quick staff meeting. Everybody back to housewares."
That means a quick clap meeting.
So you would go back there, and the manager would be like, "We opened up 2 stores within 13 miles of the area. Sales are down." Yeah, and you're like,
Give
"Why
me a W.
do you? No, wait! Don't get ahead of me." So you'd be like, "Why the fuck are sales down? I wonder. Could it be because you opened up 3 stores within 10 miles of this one?" Oh no! This one was the only one for 10 years, and now you opened up 3 more right next to it. Okay, I get it. So then they'd be like, "Let's really push the gift cards," because that's earned money right there. Even if they don't spend the gift cards, we got their money. That's
They're
not going
committing
anywhere.
to spending money with us.
Exactly. They were like, "Hey, it's like 2 cents for us to give out a gift card, and we make all kinds of money on it. Push the gift cards." And then they were like, "Now we're going to hear from some department managers," and they'd be like, "What's going on in your world today?" And we're like, Sporting Goods, we got crickets in. One of those little bastards got away. It's been chirping for 3 months, and we think we got it cornered in the hardware department, but we don't know.
If you're looking at the life jackets this evening, you don't have a tumor. That's an escaped grasshopper.
But then the funny thing was they would look at you and go, now look, if y'all have a problem, come and talk to us because we don't want unions.
That's why we moved all these places to Tennessee.
Yeah, and I'm like, no shit, you don't want unions. You're paying me $6.25 an hour, which at the time was minimum wage.
Right.
And you're only giving me 30 hours a week, but you're working me like 4 days a week. But on those 4 days, I come in, and you're like, all right, we're going to go home at 10. And they're like, nope, we're not going home at 10. We got to make sure everything in this store is pulled to the lip of the shelf. It's called zoning.
Right.
And so then they would be like, all right, so now that we've had our department store meeting, who's going to start off our cheer? And you're like, what the fuck? And they start clapping like this. Give me a W! And they expected everybody to go, W! Give me an A! Fucking A. Give me an L. L. Squiggly! And at that point, I was like, y'all don't know what a fucking dash is? It's not a fucking squiggly. They'd be like, squiggly! Yeah, Wall Squiggly Mart. Because you don't know what a dash mark is.
Squiggly!
I would even at that point, if you said underscore, I'd be like, okay, that's close. You're like
I'm
a centimeter
you.
down. Yeah. But they'd get to the little dash for Walmart and they'd go, squiggly. And when they would do it, they would do like a running type thing with their upper body where they were like running a marathon. So their arms would be going back and forth.
Squiggly.
And their butt would be dropping it low while they shook their hips back and forth.
So essentially, they dropped it like it's hot.
Yes.
Whenever they said squiggly.
Yeah, and it was always like the crazy guy in sporting goods. You know, Chad's been here for 10 years, and he's a little bit of a loose cannon. He sells BB guns to people with a record. Let's just say. So it was always that guy. It was like, Chad, you got the squiggly this time. And he's like, don't worry, I got it. I make fart jokes, and I'm funny in my family, so squiggly. And you're like, this fucking uneducated fuck. All right, so a little side story about that same guy. We got a new paint shaker when I was working there, and those motherfuckers couldn't figure it out. And I looked at him, I go, I think the paint goes in like this. And I showed him, like, not doing it, but just giving him an illustration. The paint can goes in like this, and then the lid stays up like this, and the arms go around the wire handle. And he stopped for 2 seconds, looks at me, goes, I got an idea. And he does exactly what I said, puts it in the paint shaker and goes, see, I got this. And I looked at him like, you motherfucker.
So you just took my instructions and actually broke down the academics of it in a dumber way than what I explained to you.
Yeah. No, he'd never admit that. He'd just be like, no, man, I figured it out.
No,
Squiggly!
Well, the sound of that music means we have reached the end of another episode of P3 Radio. And if you want to find us on Facebook, how can they do that, Richard?
Just type in Pop Poncho on Facebook, and you can go to YouTube and type in P3 Radio, or on Twitter at P3 Radio 1.
Or you can go to our number, 731-300-6675.
Yes.
731-300-MORTIC.
Yeah, physically go to our number. Don't dial that in, don't text it, don't do anything. Physically go there.
Go to it.
Yes. And we will see you next week here on P3 Radio. For Josh Brawley, I'm Richard Mulligan saying good night.